Today, I'm sitting down with Jordan Younger, author, founder, and CEO of The Balanced Blonde and host of the Balanced Blonde podcast. Through her platform, she has cultivated a space dedicated to wellness, mindfulness, and self-discovery, empowering others to live a balanced and authentic life. Jordan, welcome to DITL.
Paige, thank you for having me.
I'm so excited.
DITL. I am obsessed with the acronym. I love everything about it.
It's a fun little format. We're excited to get into it with you. I think that you have been someone over the years who has been so open and out there with all different kinds of wellness, and whether it's trends or lifestyle habits or picking up new tools in the toolbox. And so thank you for sharing all of that with us. Today, we want to spend some time hearing and learning more from you on how you structure your day and what's working for you and what you're bringing more of into your DITL.
Yay. Yes, keyword being out there with all the things that I do, out there with wellness, out there with spirituality. I think I'll probably bring some topics to the conversation that you probably haven't had on the podcast before.
We're excited for that. Yeah. Okay, great. So what time do you wake up and how do you get your day started?
So I was filling out your questionnaire beforehand, which is such a good idea, by the way, handwritten, all of those things. And it made me realize I am such a night owl. And if I didn't have kids, I have 2 kids just like you, just a little younger than yours. If I didn't have kids, I would be sleeping until like 10:30. I am not a morning person. I wish I was a morning person. I've always longed to be someone who could leap out of bed at 5 a.m., but I'm just not. So because of the kids, I get up around 7:30, 8 o'clock. If it's a morning where my husband's like, you just sleep because I know you need it.
Yeah.
And you'll be better to all of us and our whole family will be better for it if you get it. I could sleep till like 10. And then I turn my phone on and
that's amazing.
Yeah, the whole team, you know, my dear media producer, my assistant, everyone's like, hey. And I'm like, I'm literally just waking up.
How often does that happen for you? The 10 a.m. wake up?
I would say maybe like once a week.
That's amazing.
Which is good. And I need it, you know, like I am just someone who, I have embraced this about myself. It's my natural rhythm. If I could stay on my natural rhythm, I would stay awake until probably 2 a.m. and then sleep until like 10:30 or 11. But it's not conducive to society.
Is that something that you were doing before kids? Like, were you staying up till 2 a.m., sleeping till 11 a.m.? Or is that something that just like you could do that?
It's more of an ideal world. Like it never really worked because I could do it, of course, like before I had kids, more so. But I was still trying to do, you know, like the 9:30 a.m. workout class just to meet up with a friend or, you know, be available to people. So not necessarily, but that would be ideal. Mm-hmm. You know, if I just, when my kids are grown and I move to Hawaii or something, that's going to be my life.
That's the plan. Mm-hmm. Okay, great. So at 7:30, 8 o'clock as you're waking up, what are you kind of doing to set the tone for your day?
Mm-hmm. So I have to sleep with an eye mask on my face, like got to block out all the light. I sleep with headphones, like the noise canceling headphones, which people find kind of interesting because they're like, how do you move your neck? What position do you sleep in?
And what position do you sleep in?
I sleep on my side, sometimes on my back. But I have to sleep with those because I'm very sensitive to sounds. And my husband, he's the opposite from me. So he's up at 5 and he's doing all the things. So I have to block everything out. I have my mouth tape, of course, my Skinny Confidential mouth tape. I'm doing the face taping right now. I've never done Botox, so I'm doing all the like, you know, anti-aging kind of stuff. So I wake up with tons of stuff on my face, basically.
I want to try the face taping.
Yes, it's fun.
Yeah.
You know, I haven't fallen in love with it the way some people have, but I'm giving it a chance. I think
Where
that it
are you
works.
Applying it?
So I do it up here around like the 11s and then upper forehead and then under the eyes and like crow's feet. And it works. it's very subtle, but I think these subtle things can be helpful over time. So I basically wake up when my 3.5-year-old comes running in the room and is like, "Mommy, get out of bed. Take off the eye mask." Like he gets upset when he sees all this stuff on my face because he's just like a creature of routine. So he's like, "Take off the face tape." So he kind of helps me take all of that off and then go to the kitchen with him and make a coffee. We got this Breville latte maker, coffee maker, espresso machine that is amazing. Highly recommend.
Do you know which Breville it is?
It's the Breville. It's like the 500 Pro or something.
Okay, we'll look it up.
It's beautiful. It was definitely like a key staple because we just moved into a new home. We have all this new space in our kitchen.
Exciting.
And my husband basically said to me, "No more Postmating from Alfred every morning. We're going to make coffee." So he makes the coffee, to be honest.
And are you caring about your coffee beans and like what is the coffee?
Of course.
Okay. So what coffee beans are you using and like what's your drink?
Okay. So it has to be mold free. I think what a psycho I am about mold and health and all that kind of stuff. So when it comes to the mold free and the tested for chemicals, I love Purity Coffee and Kion. As I used to call it, Kion. And then I learned it was Kion. And those are probably the two that I trust the most.
Okay.
And then we do like a almond milk with, steaming the frother with either the, what's it called? 3 Trees. I'm loving right now. Very minimal ingredient. And I put cinnamon and collagen. And I just put everything in this to make sure that the coffee is not making me super jittery because I'm a person who runs pretty anxious. And if I start the day with too much caffeine and not enough food, like it's gonna be an anxious day.
Are you eating food prior to coffee, or is coffee like the first thing that you're putting in your body in the morning?
So I am going against all of my own recommendations, and sometimes I will have a warm lemon water first because I am someone who struggles with digestion and tries to keep everything just like feeling good. But I feel like lately I just need that coffee. And I've gone through different seasons in my life, different phases. This phase, I'm like, give me the coffee just so that I can just be happy. So I can like get into my day. Is this how you feel?
I honestly, I only drink 1 coffee a day.
Same.
And I look forward to that coffee so much. Like I saw a meme or something on Instagram over the weekend that said like, I go to sleep thinking about my coffee in the morning. And I fully relate to that. Like I try to hold on to that 1 coffee in the morning for as long as possible because it brings me so much joy.
Me too. I'm the person who goes to sleep being excited about the coffee. And because I'm not a morning person, I don't just like hop out of bed and just think to myself, I am so excited to start the day. Even if it's an amazing, schedule ahead, the coffee really gives me that. It gives me like, ooh, I have a little energy now. I have a little motivation. And then I try to follow it up with some food. Because if I, even with the collagen, and sometimes I'll put like protein powder into the coffee just to make sure that I'm truly stabilizing myself. But if I don't do that, I'll go to like some turkey bacon, obviously organic from Erewhon, and some eggs, something with protein. Although I'm not somebody who's actually hungry in the morning. Like if we're sticking to this ideal schedule, I am not hungry at all until like past probably like 12. But I eat for the blood sugar.
Okay. So it's like you could do intermittent fasting, but you eat just to maintain levels.
Exactly. I have to force myself to eat.
Are you doing all of your grocery shopping at Erewhon?
No. So I used to. And I just got in such a habit, such a routine. I went there probably every day when I lived in Brentwood and lived so close to the one in Santa Monica. Now that we are suburb people, I am shopping at Sprouts and Gelson's. They're both like a lot closer to us than Erewhon. And then I go to Erewhon for like the specialty staples. So like this coffee that we're talking about, Purity Coffee. obviously like a special combo plate, for dinner when I'm running around. And some of these brands that are only carried at Erewhon, but I'm trying, and I'm not always successful, but trying to not, just get the general produce and that kind of stuff there.
What is on that weekly shopping list in terms of groceries?
So right now, do you want right now? Because
Sure.
It's pretty specific.
Yeah, let's do it.
Right now, my son, he has eczema pretty bad. And recently he broke out in full body hives. And he has like a similar makeup to myself, which is sensitive. And I've gone through a lot of chronic health conditions, which has guided me to being so focused on the wellness focused life. So right now we're doing a low histamine, mast cell activation syndrome friendly diet, which is pretty limited, to be honest. But for my 3.5-year-old, where the whole family is doing it just to support him. And of course, how mean would it be to take him off these foods and be like, we're eating this stuff. So right now it's pretty much protein, fruits and vegetables, except for the high histamine fruits. So no strawberries, no bananas, no avocado, no citrus, no common allergens. So tree nuts, corn, soy, wheat, gluten, all that kind of stuff. So we're basically just doing ground turkey, ground chicken, different types of beef, and all different kinds of vegetables. And then certain brands that are friendly to this diet, which let me tell you, there are not a lot.
Shout out, who are some of the good ones that you found in going through this?
So Boulder Canyon chips. They're
yes.
Yeah, we love
those.
Boulder Canyon. They're olive oil potato chips, which is important because a lot of these brands now use avocado oil, which is great. But for people who struggle with high histamines, we can't do avocado. So we have to do these olive oil chips. And of course, they can't have any preservatives or any added whatever. So we trust Boulder Canyon. We get the seaweed snacks from Erewhon. I don't know the brand. I think it's like Sea Snacks with an X at the end. We do just the very basic applesauce, the Santa Cruz brand applesauce. Basically just food in its purest form,
and
which
are
is hard
you
to find.
Researching these brands in advance? Are you going to this grocery store and reading every single label? Obviously, at a certain point, it's like you find the things that work for you and your family. But how are you researching or thinking about the decision making there?
So right now we have an eczema health coach, and she has sent me a list of all of the approved brands, and I can just text her when I'm confused. Okay, can we get these breakfast sausages? And she's like, absolutely not. And I'm like, what do you mean? We've got to have some options. We've got to have some options for my little Atticus. So she'll tell me, okay, get these breakfast sausages, which is interesting because they only carry them at Costco. And I don't even have a Costco membership, but the brand is called Jones.
Okay.
They're organic, they're grass fed, but they don't have any additives. So they don't have any flavorings or even herbal additives or anything. So I have to get a Costco membership so that I can just have variety for my son.
My kids are obsessed with chicken apple sausage right now, and it obviously can't be an everyday thing. So I've been trying to find for when we do give it the better option for that. Yeah.
And then Applegate. I mean, we did the Applegate.
We do a lot of Applegate.
However, I was told for kids with eczema, don't do Applegate. And for whatever reason, the eczema specialist doesn't even know. She's like, it's not like it has anything that's really bad for you. These sensitive systems tend to have reactions.
So switching gears for a second, after breakfast, how are you, what's next in the day? How are you getting your day going?
So my son goes to preschool in Calabasas, which is 15 minutes from where we live now. So I take him some days. My husband takes him some days, and our nanny occasionally takes him. But I love those days that I take him. Do you take your kids to school?
Yes. My son right now, we're walking him to school, and that will change next year. But it will be, I don't know, a 10 or 15 minute drive. And then my daughter's preschool is like maybe 3 minutes from our house, like if we hit a red light. So right now the commuting to school is pretty short.
That's so nice. Yeah, ours is a little longer just because we moved to this new area and like I wanted to do a specific type of schooling, which is a whole other thing we can get into. But I take him to school usually Tuesdays and Thursdays. And I love taking him. I go into the class. I'll do a little art project with them and, stay and play for as long as I can. And then I will leave and usually set up my laptop at a coffee shop. I'm a big cafe person to work in cafes. That's where I get into a vortex and get a lot of just creative work done. So writing, I do a lot of blogging. I call myself a blogger who blogs because most of the bloggers don't anymore for good reason because the medium has really shifted. But I do love to write. So I will write for my Substack. I'll write for the book that I'm working on right now. And that tends to happen at a coffee shop. I don't get more coffee because like you, I'm a 1 coffee a day person. Sometimes I'll treat myself to a matcha because just like to keep that good vibe going. But then I definitely have to eat something.